Now, I'm going to conclude, right? In conclusion, Vybez Kartel life transformation is not just about a personal journey. It's a profound manifestation of spiritual principles at work. As a Freemason, I can see this. In conclusion, Vybez Kartel's life transformation is not just a personal journey. It's a profound manifestation of spiritual principles at work. By applying the laws of attraction, mentalism, cause and effect, and all the others, Kartel has shown that true change requires internal work. It requires inspired action, and it requires alignment with a higher purpose. Kartel's story serves as a reminder that with the right mindset and with the right effort, anybody can change their path and anybody can create a new reality. These are facts. That's why we are here, to improve life for other people. Well, that's why I'm here. One of my reasons, one of my purposes in life. Tell you, mermaids lead people to the lighthouse, and we swim past sharks. We're almost done. Now, we're going to talk about the business leadership and the self-mastery time. True femininity, true masculinity, authority, and evolution. This is the leadership shift explained. Let me tell you about immature power. And you can see it on some of the artists. I don't need to call any names. You guys can look at it for yourself. Immature power, it means visibility. It means a reaction. It needs to feel like they're dominant. Mature power doesn't rush. And we don't explain. And we don't change validation. We don't chase validation. Tell you about mature power. We don't rush. What does that mean? We move when God tells us to move. That's why I always say we are God-led. We move when God tells us to move publicly. A lot of times we're moving privately and you don't even know it. We don't have to explain why we're doing what we're doing. Once we get the okay from internally, and once we check in with spirit, and once we check in with God that this is the right move, we move. If we like you, we might tell you, we might explain why we're doing so you can understand. But it's not your permission is not needed. We don't chase validation. That's why I tell you, I'm a truth dealer. I'll give you the truth. I don't care if you're vexed. If you're my friend, you won't vex for long. If you're vexed for long, too bad. But I'm giving you the truth. I don't need your validation because I'm internally validated. And I know that I'm God-led. Right? That's mature power. What people are witnesses is a move from external control, those eyes I showed you before, to internal authority. Lots of people wanted Kartel to do certain things when they come out, or to be certain ways when they come out. He never business about in the validation. He's moving off of his internal authority. That's leadership evolution. You don't need a bag of people agreeing with you. I don't need a bag of people. Fire don't ask for permission. That's another thing why I'm fire. We don't ask for permission. We don't need a bag of people agreeing with us. Why? Because we know that bringing sanity to an insane world can make you sound like you're insane. So we don't care. 3/4 of the people don't even take time to think. And at least if I make a mistake, guess what? It was my mistake to make. I wasn't following people. I wasn't listening to them. I might take what you have to say under advisement, especially if you know more than me. But that don't mean that I'm going to follow what you're going to do. Or are you going to program me? Hell no. People always find that out the hard way with me. Too bad. At least now you know. And now you know. Now, here is modern leadership parallel. True leaders, we speak less and we learn more. We listen before we act. This live here took a lot of listening. I was listening a lot for a long time. That's why I said we need to get some building blocks straight first and foremost. We regulate emotion under pressure. We do not give a damn. We don't care about people hauling and pulling you, or people's emotion flying, whatever. We deal with the facts. We deal with the facts, not the feelings. Fire Nation, this is the business crossover. I want you guys to understand this as my Fire Nation. The most dangerous fire is not the one that you see burning everywhere. You know, those people busybody them all over the place. That's not the most dangerous fire. The most dangerous fire is the one that's purposeful and directed. Why? Because the energy is concentrated and the energy knows where it's going. Just like I told you, when I was a little bit and they tried to hide matches from me. Luckily, I was smart and my brother had a magnifying glass. All I had to do is go out in the sun in Jamaica with a little piece of paper and the magnifying glass and burn that. Start my own little fire. Hide, probably get beaten, but it don't matter. I was able to start my fire. That is energy. Directed, focused energy. Purposeful energy. That's dangerous fire. Anybody can explode. Not everybody can refine. There's a big difference. Anybody can make up noise and go on the most and explode and act like them is King Kong. But not everybody can refine and hit the target. This is important. Here is the business lesson. Because we're talking about the business of dancehall. We're talking about the business. Early stage, people burn low to be seen. They want to be seen. This is all with businesses too. The next stage, they burn focus to last. That's impact. That's how brands mature. That's how leaders mature. And that's how legacies are built. Let me tell you something about uncontrolled fire too. Especially with your mouth. Uncontrolled fire destroys opportunities. People think that, oh, just having fire in your belly is enough. No. It needs to be controlled and it needs to be on purpose. Uncontrolled fire, you're all over the place. It destroys opportunities. You burn your own bridges. These are facts. You guys can look at some of the dancehall people recently that is happening too. But refined fire, it forges empires. With your refined fire, you build bridges. You don't burn them. Let me say that again. With refined fire, you can forge an empire. Wow, that rhyme. I didn't even mean that. Why? Because you build bridges. You don't burn your own bridges. You need to control your fire. Good. Now, listen. What people are responding to right now with everything I just taught you about spiritual and alchemy and the Masonic principles. What people are responding to right now isn't hype. It's harmony. Pressure did not erase Vybez Kartel. It concentrated him. It concentrated his focus. That's what you're seeing right now in the effect of the cause. Before, the fire needed to be seen. But now, the fire is doing its work. There is a difference, Fire Nation, between a flame that burns for attention and a flame that forges steel. Big difference. This whole thing here is not about pretending the past didn't happen. That's not PR. That's what PR does. Clean up, pretend the past never happened. Sweep it underneath the rug. This is not that. This is about extracting wisdom from the past. That is spiritual alchemy. Turning weight into grounding. Turning chaos into clarity. And turning survival into purpose. I'm telling you what I know, Fire Nation. There's a lot more to me than you guys might realize. I'm telling you what I know. Kartel didn't come back louder. He became aligned. And alignment is something that you don't have to announce. Why? Because people feel it. These are facts.